Hey guys, welcome back to the home gym today. Coach Carp with Carp's Gym. We're here today for another home gym video. Today we're going to be talking about version 3 of my Synergy Fitness dumbbell rack. Stay tuned, we're going to check it out. You may have seen some of my previous videos on the Synergy Custom Fitness. We've had their vertical dumbbell storage rack. Check out that video if you haven't seen it. If you watched those videos, or you may remember, I also got in their horizontal dumbbell rack system. It was a 3-tier with vertical storage. On that video, I did mention that it looked to me like there was enough space to get 4 shelves on this horizontal rack. And I said I may do that in the future. But what they've done to facilitate that is they've come back with a new smaller bracket design. Like I'll show you the 2 brackets here. These are their 2 new brackets. You can see one is quite a bit smaller than the other, which allows you to get more space on the upright and add that extra shelf in and still get enough space to reach in there and grab your dumbbells. I also opted for the new flat shelf. They still have the same traditional shelves that they had before with a smaller bracket, but now what they're doing is they're offering this flat shelf as an option that you can add on. So you can do it flat, incline, or decline, depending on how you want your shelf set up. Now what I like to do here is I did the one flat shelf, which I was thought about doing anyway, and what that allowed me to do is get the dumbbells up off on one rack and shrink the footprint down because I have this extra shelf. So I thought about doing it for storage, but I actually like it better in this format where I have the flat shelf here for the smaller dumbbells, because the smaller dumbbells did not fit on the angle iron on the larger shelves. And you know, that's because I have the rubber coated dumbbells. If you have other dumbbell manufacturers or larger sizes, that might not be an issue for you. But for me, I had to get to at least the 30s for them to sit on the angle iron. So I did my 5 through 25s here on the top. And I could put I had more space back here, so I could take these and set them back here if I wanted and get more shelf space. But what this flat shelf allows you to do is get extra storage. You can put like your crash pads and things like up here, or kettlebell shelf. I think technically they call it a kettlebell shelf, but I have the one adjustable kettlebell. I've got my micro gains blob trainer and just some other miscellaneous clamps and my deadlift jack, stuff like that, additional plates for micro gains, and my bells of steel kettlebell sitting right behind there. And then I've invented a knurled koozie. If you don't have a knurled koozie, I mean, come on. The flat shelves, the angle iron can go on the top or the bottom. So you can have it going up with a lip like this, or you can have the lip go down and it be flush all the way across there. So I have mine up in the front and then flush in the back. So if I want to add padding or extra things on the back, I can just throw them on there. But this keeps my dumbbells or anything from rolling off the front. But you can slant that too. So you could do the flat shelves and do all 4 shelves and angle them, which would actually push the dumbbells out. So on mine, what I had to do is these first 2 shelves, angle iron is in the center of the bracket, just like I did on my other video. But with the flat shelf I ran into, I wanted to angle it, but you run into having enough space. So do you have enough space to reach in here and grab your dumbbells? You could probably add 6 shelves if you wanted to, but are they going to be functional and usable? That's the question. So I wanted to make sure I had enough room to reach in there. With it angled, I felt like I didn't have enough room. I still have, there's a gap there, but with it angled down, my hand was rubbing into that. So I felt like I didn't have enough room there. So I elected to leave this top shelf flat straight across. And then now I still have room to get in here. And then the second shelf is the same distance as this one, but the dumbbells are bigger, so it gives it that stair step look. So these 2 shelves are in the same position, just lower down in the upright. But because these dumbbells are larger, they stick out further. So it gives me that 3-step design. But on the bottom, what I did is I took the angle iron and I brought it all the way to the front of the bracket. So now the 100 pounds through 85s are easier to get to because I can reach in there before. If these were in line with these would be covered up by these. So now, pulling it to the front of the bracket, I'm able to do that. If I did that with these would be covering up these. So this is kind of the way, I would say, the best way to do it if you're going to do flat shelves. Or if money's no object and you want the flat shelves all the way up and down, I'd love to have those. You could angle all 4 of them and they would have this flat base. And you wouldn't have to worry about whatever size dumbbell that you're using, because the piece that holds the dumbbell on would be this front lip. So they would all sit along that front lip and they'd be extended out further. So they'd all be like that, which would be awesome. And then, this just really versatile. Like you have a 3x3 upright here, so you're able to put all your attachments. I have my drink spotter here, my synergy wrench is hanging here, and then also now I have this landmine. So their landmine is really cool. It magnetizes right to your rack, so it's not flopping around or in your way. You're not tripping over it or anything like that, because it's, you know, when you're done with it, you just put it right there and it's out of the way. And then you have an additional landmine station to do other landmine work, which I really like. But you can do that. There's a lot of versatility you can do with that. I'm going to even get some barbell holders that I already have and put on the back side. That way I have extra barbell storage on the back, and it'll be out of the way and you really won't see it, especially if I use like a curl bar or something like that. I'm going to set those behind there and do it that way, and they'll be out of the way and I won't be tripping over them any other kind of way. So the current footprint of how I have this one set up here, it's about 81 inches bolt to bolt. When I had the side panels on, it was quite a bit further. It went out about this far. So now it's 81 inches bolt to bolt, and it's about 51 inches from floor to top of the upright. So if you have a high shelf, whatever you have on that shelf is going to be higher. Like I've got that, you know, we're probably about 60 inches up here now with the stuff that I've got on top of it. But to the actual post, if you're trying to fit it in a space or under a short wall or something, you need about 51 inches to the top of the post. And then if you have anything additional on top of it, you're going to have to account for that space as well. But my dumbbells are in line right there with the post, or actually slightly below the post, where these other things like the kettlebells, the micro gains trainer, and the clever belt jack are sticking up above, which is fine. Like I said, you could also do crash pads or whatever, stack them that way, and get those off the floor out of the corner. But I like this new version with the shorter brackets. With these shorter brackets, you're able to get more shelves on here. So you may not need the vertical storage if you go this route and order it however you want. If you're in a large commercial space or a big gym where you have multiple sets of dumbbells, something like this might be awesome. You could even build up and put your medicine balls and things on it up higher that are easier to get to, and have your dumbbells at the bottom. Use those things for storage or vice versa. You could even build these out and make, you know, multiple runs of them and do it that way. And then the best thing about them is Synergy Custom Fitness, they're able to customize these. So I think they have like 11 color options. So I love the red, but if you're a red, pink, blue, green, all those options are available. So I think it looks really good with the black shelving, and then whatever post color you choose, you know, to your liking and fit your gym. I mean, you can go all black by all means, but the pop of color really adds something to it. And I think the attachments also, like the landmine and some of the other attachments, you can get in colors as well. So if you wanted to do like an all black rack, you could get like a red landmine or a red bar holder or something like that, and mix up the colors. So that's the update on the Synergy Custom Fitness dumbbell rack. Now I just did that video a couple months ago and they've already updated these. So that's why they call them Synergy Custom Fitness. They're made in the USA. They have their own facilities here in the US, so they're able to change things up and make quick changes. So they've already updated this to the shorter brackets. There's no telling what they're going to have in 2025, so I would be on the lookout for them for new innovative items, or just making items that exist even better than they are. Thank you guys for watching, and go lift. Get you some dumbbell storage, man. Woo! Baby.